Hello and welcome to Baseplate Reviews. Today I'm going to be talking you through a project that I've been thinking about for a while but have actually got around to doing, and that's modularising my favourite set from 2023, and that's the LEGO Friends Community Centre. I think it's a no-brainer to turn into a modular, but I was umming and ahhing as to whether I'd also use the Friends Community Kitchen as the base level and turn it into a pretty huge 6 level, including the roof garden building. The two sets were absolutely designed to go together, it's even shown on the box, but that was just as they came designed and not as modulars like I'm proposing, so this is a fairly substantial project. You'll see through the video that I decided to go all out for it and end up making a towering creation, but that's enough of an intro I'm sure, let's get into the video proper. So even before I bought the Friends Community Centre and also the Community Kitchen, just there, I thought that this would be a good set to turn into a modular. As you'll see, as it stands, it looks like it's fairly complete now, but it's actually just half a building effectively. And that is the same for the kitchen as well. You can see I've already put that onto a Mills plate. That's just how I built it in the first place. And I thought this would just be a simple case of just close it up, we'll have a 16 by 16 stud building, and that's that. But we actually have a different option if we look at the modules here. So I just take them apart. So instead of just enclosing them, we could actually do something like this, which would end up turning the building into a 16 by 24 building. Now, somewhere just behind me, I have another Heartlake City Community Centre. So I have all of the plates that I'd need and basically all of the parts. So I think that this is the kind of layout that we're going to go for. Putting two of these cut out plates together, we just take out these bits and you'll see how it slots together. And we should end up with a pretty substantial building. So anyway, I'm going to get to work, opening up bags and figuring out how I'm going to change this up from its current state to something substantially bigger, and maybe something which doesn't have that infernal tyre swinging the whole time. But anyway, let's see how it goes. So other than just having a second community centre set there, I did actually do a parts order, mainly because the community kitchen, I didn't want to buy a second one of those, and I wanted some of the lilac brick pieces. We've actually got some profile bricks in here, but that also, in that order, I also did get these white plates. So you can see we've got the choice of either making it larger like that, or just keeping it exactly the same size but enclosing. So building up the walls around the side and sliding that part into there. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to build one level as a 16 by 24 stud enlarged level, and then I'm also going to build one level just enclosing it here, see what they look like, and then make a decision from there. So I've built the green level to that 16 by 24 standard rather than the 16 by 16 standard, and I think that looks like the kind of size that we want to go for, looking at the size of the buildings in the city across there. Then it certainly matches up a bit better. You can see the difference in size if I place one of the modules on there. So effectively it's filling in that section. Now with this, the green level, that was relatively easy. I needed to use a few extra pieces, but that's going to be a bit trickier when we come up to this pink level, because although we've got another set, there aren't actually very many pink bricks. If you can see from the inside, here is not actually built up with bricks. It is, if I pull off the panel, which has gone flying, just two great big windows. So I think that's okay. I think what I'll end up doing is making it a glass side all up here, and then brick at this side around. It's going to be a bit like that for all levels. They might not be all to the exact kind of style as this one, where it very much is just copying the LEGO designer's design, but just expanding it out. Those might be changing up some brick colours and stuff. Okay, let's carry on. So there it is, the big boy Friends Community Centre and Community Kitchen at the base just there. It's fully enclosed all the way round. I'll just prove that by spinning it. And has been expanded from a 16 by 16 kind of size, unenclosed, to a 16 by 24 fully enclosed modular. I've expanded the kind of sidewalk style that the community kitchen had all the way round, and just to prove this actually is completely manageable to lift. I'll just be careful as I'm holding it out lengthways, but yeah, you can see still manageable. It's a bit heavy, but nothing crazy. Shouldn't cause the IKEA tables any problems. And what I'll do is I will just place it in a city in a second, and we'll take a look at it in comparison to the other buildings. So I placed the community centre mod in between the museum modular plus the tallest building I own, which is Ninjago City Gardens, and you can see it ends up taller than everything on that one apart from the turquoise tower. It actually ends up being a bit over 19.5 inches tall from the base, not including the Mills plate it sits on, to the greenhouse on top of the rooftop garden. I'm pleased with that scale. It's certainly really tall, but I don't think it dwarfs the other buildings, unlike say if I placed the Daily Bugle in there at 32 inches tall, or the Avengers Tower at a massive 35.5 inches. I've heard it's not all about the size anyway. The MOC/mod certainly isn't perfect. I think it looks better from certain angles than others, and I haven't built stairs or ladders going between each level, other than from ground up to the blue level. I could do that, and I've left openings on each level that were there with the original set, but I don't think I will add, as I don't like the external routes for minifigures to traverse up this set. I like the idea that there is a stairwell or elevator inside that you can't see externally. There definitely isn't this inside. I'm making no claims to be the world's best MOC builder, but you will see that I have added a few touches to the internal side of the build as we go through each level. We'll start from the roof and work our way down. Here I've made the greenhouse a little bigger, doubling up the plants in there, but I've always kept this the same. I was never going to change up the position of the window scaffold on the mural side of the level below, as that would have been impossible to do on the long sides of the building without a far longer Technic rail element for the scaffold to ride along. For the Pink Design Studio section, this was a tricky one as there were far fewer bricks for this level than the others, as the side with the mural on is mainly made of two large window panels. I decided to replicate these to the new long side, but without a mural covering them as before, as I thought having a large amount of natural light coming in would be a positive for a designer. I added in a couple of mannequins using mini doll torsos with the same t-shirt design on them, plus a plant, and added another shelving unit to the same design as the previous one in there. For the yellow game room section, I completely removed the slide and small outdoor pool element. As with the above pink section, there were fewer bricks for this section, as that slide and door etc. took up some of the original build, so I patched the walls in here with other yellows and white profile bricks. For the interior, I recreated the purple table in the opposite corner, but added a potted plant to it this time instead of the LEGO Mythica game. And I also built a deep-seated sofa in some appropriate LEGO Friends style colours. I think this fits this kind of recreational level pretty well. The green podcast studio level is my favourite from an external point of view. There were zero issues with ensuring it stayed that same consistent colour all around. I love the window design as it stands. For the interior, I kept things very simple here, just moving the video editing desk along to give the room some space to breathe, and added another differently designed potted plant for the room. This is super simple of course, but I don't think it needed much. The blue piano bar level, meanwhile, is my favourite in terms of the interior. For the exterior, there was a move around the entrance so it would fit up with the stairs coming from the kitchen below, and a bit of patching in of white bricks to be able to enclose the whole section. Interior wise, this has seen the biggest change, as previously it was just a stage with its mic plus the piano to the side. I've added in 4 tables for patrons to stand at and watch performance, plus a fully stocked bar. The bar and tables have a glossy effect from placing clear 1x2 tiles on their surfaces, and I think this gives it a bit of a glammed up look. For the ground level, this is the community kitchen set, fully enclosed and fully encircled with the tile design for the sidewalk expanded all the way around the build. I've kept the sign / lamppost and the bench from the community centre set, but lost the tree, which is a nice build but doesn't quite fit right here. There's an alternate entrance at the rear of the kitchen, and internally I've added a dining table that was previously on the rooftop of the original build for this. I'd very much assume the kitchen provides food for here plus a piano bar above. If I place the original rooftop for the kitchen here, you can see how much extra has been added to each section. Although I used 2 community centre sets, I've had to add in a fair few other parts from the relatively small parts collection here at Baseplate Reviews. Maybe once the YouTube billions start rolling in, I can expand that to some of the impressive collections we see other creators have. Overall, I'm really pleased with this. I make no claims to be an incredible builder, but I could instantly see that these were a couple of sets that were just waiting to be pushed to that next level, and I think this does that. In general, I'm far more interested in exteriors than interiors. After all, that's what's most prominently seen, and I think even though there's some patching in of bricks here and there, that this looks like an official LEGO build and is up to the quality of the city. It's also nice to have a set that not lots of other people have already modularised, at least from what I've seen, and I've said it before but I'll say it again, LEGO Friends is on a hot streak for sure. What do you guys think? Was this any good or should I have done better? Does a distinctly LEGO Friends set work in a more standard city? Are there any other recent sets that I should think about making into modulars of sorts? Let me know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, please consider dropping a like and subscribing if you haven't already. The YouTube algorithm is weird. My video prior to this one of the biggest ever LEGO Friends set, at least before I made this customised one, didn't appear to be shown to near anyone for the first 48 hours and then doubled its views in the last 12. I'll keep trying to put out a couple of videos a week, and I'm happy to hear what you like and don't like. Anyway, that's me over and out for this video. Be good.